Yeah.
Oh, okay. Before.
Yeah. I mean,
didn't know.
What's the holdup?
Cheers. Well, I didn't get it yet.
All right, I'm up.
Okay, that's cool. I still didn't get it though. All right, we good. Yeah, we good. Yeah, we straight.
I don't see nobody in there. Nobody loves us today. Ah, Christopher. Yeah. Christopher Ingram is in the building. Yeah. We thought we was going to be alone today, Chris. Appreciate the support. Let me know when to let that thing go play out. Play out. Stephen Urkel. Sup? Oh, yeah, family's in the building.
There we are, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, here we go.
Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that UrbanX where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Yo. What's good? What's good, everybody?
What's good?
For another week.
Another week
of the UrbanX podcast. We're back.
Of the UrbanX podcast. We are back in the building.
Yeah, we're here.
How you feeling?
Feel good, man. I had a real productive week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you sold a lot of drugs?
Yeah, moved a lot.
Yeah, so because that's what I teach my kids.
Right,
You got to get out and sell drugs.
Exactly.
You can't be sitting around with your little degree, so you going to school and starting your little business.
Right.
I got a business for you, nigga. I got some motherfucking cocaine on tape, nigga.
Right.
Shit. I went to jail. My father went to jail. Nigga, you should go to jail. That's a family tradition. Everybody go to jail.
Right.
Just having some fun. We love you guys.
Facts. Peace to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you. Somebody said, "Where's Alejandro?" He gone. We fired him.
Yeah, we had to make cuts. You know
what I'm saying?
It's a small operation. Because remember I'm doing the secret reality show, and Alejandro had to go because he wasn't family.
Exactly.
And like my wife said, she could do some things for me that they couldn't, and it boiled down to Alejandro. That nigga had to go. He's sad because he's been with us for 35 years. Long time. Somebody shouted out my book, Urban Culture Decoded. They down to the last couple of chapters. I thank you. I put my heart into it.
It was a really good book. I read it.
You read it?
I did.
That's great. I'm trying to get Odyssey, my daughter, to read. She's
not going to read that.
Dad, really? I got to read you. I said, okay, you know what? When I'm like this, it's so hard to say goodbye. Then she's going to be like, I should have read my father's book. Too fucking late. Read that shit. Shit is important. And I'm going to be redoing the cover, not the actual book. And there's some grammatical errors in there, when you're doing self-publishing at times. So we're not going to self-publish. We're going to clean it up and put a different cover. So don't be alarmed. If you have the book, I'm not making any revised major changes to it. It's just that a lot of times we market stuff to a very small demographic. So my first book cover, it was marketed toward the conscious community. But they didn't need it because they was already conscious.
Right.
You know, you got to think about stuff like that. You got to market to those who need some information.
That's a good point because academics do that too with their books. Like they write it for other professors. Like
I'm not trying to get into a pissing contest with other professors to show how smart
exactly what they do.
How smart I am, and at the end of the day, it has to be an offering for the people.
Facts.
And books stay around forever. And you're writing your first book.
I am. And
you're having some challenges.
Not really. I mean, well, challenges when it comes to
time. Yeah. We'll talk about that. Yeah. So, you know, as you get into the nitty gritty, when you can see the finish line, it's gonna be really special for you. And then when you're an author, it just makes you feel good, man. You know what I'm saying? They say author before they mention my author, Black Dot. I feel important.
Yeah, I'm gonna get brand new.
Damn right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get brand new. Like,
damn right.
People actually, I was growing up, like, my father wasn't there.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta sell all that shit.
I used to go to bed hungry at night.
At night, mayonnaise sandwiches and shit.
My teacher told me she hated me.
Facts.
Like, she told me I was stupid, so this is for her.
You know what I'm saying? I never would amount to nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
every other rapper
because
in history.
You're gonna be boring.
Facts.
Boring. Father, mother.
Yeah.
College.
It's not really compelling at
No
all.
drugs. No shootouts.
I have no record. Like
no criminal record.
It's not compelling at all.
Boring.
Yeah. I gotta make it, exciting.
We gotta mix that shit up.
Facts.
Fuck that shit.
Yo,
anyway,
shout out to Freddie P. Thank you for the donation. We appreciate you.
Thank you, beautiful, intelligent Urban X family. Thank you so
appreciate that
much.
Right.
If you caught the title of the show, Exit Left.
Exit stage left, yes.
All right, so 1 year ago today, tomorrow, we started this journey.
Yes.
As a podcast. And as we make that full circle, today is the last show.
Yeah.
So for the Urban X family out there, I know that's gonna sound crazy, been trying to tell you. But I'm gonna walk you through this so you can get a better understanding. This is not me.
Right.
You know what I mean? 50 straight shows on time, has created an algorithm of fixality for me. And I have a problem with that. My creative juices, once things become fixed, it's hard to get up and do these shows week after week after week. And so once the creative process dies, a part of me dies. That's why I stopped doing lectures. A lot of people don't realize, because it was like I was regurgitating the same information. It's like you start performing the knowledge. You fly into a city, you perform the knowledge, and you move on. And as a creative, that became a stagnation, and things that are stagnant dies. For me, honestly, show 30, 35, I said, this is really enough for me. You know what I mean? Because the jokes are not as funny. The stories, we regurgitating the same 20, 30 stories based on what's going on in society.
That wasn't us.
That's not us, but because we had challenges saying, should we cover this? Dude, it was in the news.
Yeah.
So we're trying to, but what we noticed is that they keep those same 20, 30 stories circulating as a way to keep us outside of the loop of real things going on.
Right.
So this journey has brought me way out of my shell. I know people like to see me sit here and act crazy a little bit, and I enjoy the people. But when it's no longer a even exchange, like you're getting something and I'm not, we're off kilter. So part of the process was I'm going back in my shell, but the objective was to bring you out of your shell, right?
Which it did.
I want to tell you something about this young man right here. This young man here is an amazing young man. All right? This is the kind of, ladies, this is the kind of man you can bring home to your parents, and you don't have to prep your parents. Mom, Dad, he's been through a lot. Just give, you know what I mean? He respects women. And because if he didn't, he'd have a shitload of people from me on down that he has to deal with. My wife, his mother, a whole bunch of people, because we don't play that here. Right? My mother used to have this saying, Dwayne, it's not how much pussy you can get, it's the pussy you can keep. And I was 17, so what the fuck is she talking about? I'm trying to knock down everything that fucking move, right? And as I got older, I understood. Like, your queen is your foundation and your base so that you can move ahead and accomplish. Now you have to find that queen, and that's the journey. But when you do, life is amazing, right? So that's always been the principle I live by. And low-hanging fruit is just too easy. And I'm always talking to you about that. If anybody can bang that, why the fuck would you want to bang that? But back to my point. This young man comes here 3 or 4 times a week, works his brother out. You know, his brother can't walk, but his brother has a dream to fucking walk. While you have dreams to make the NBA and this and that, he has dreams to walk. So this young man comes and gives his time to help his brother fill his dream. This young man respects his mother to the highest of highest, which means he's going to respect the women that he meet. And I see these dudes who calling these women bitches and hoes, and I'm like, yo, is that how you see your moms? So it's very important, you know, that we lay this out. This young man has dreams and aspirations. Anybody can get a job. That's low-hanging fruit. So he has dreams, aspirations to do amazing things. Anything I ask of this young man as his dad, it's never a problem. He shows up and he handles the business. So this process was about him. Bringing him out of his shell. Ladies, at him. Right? So it was about bringing him out of his shell and introducing him to the virtual family. See, we say it takes a village to raise a child, but now the village is not a small community. It is a virtual community. It is a digital community, and I'll say this, you guys have embraced him. Every time you put something in the super chat or this and that, it has reaffirmed to him that he can make it through this process until he reaches the next goal. Last month's sales were astronomical. I'm not going to get into the numbers. Trust me, them shits was astronomical for somebody just starting a small business, and we didn't know what the hell we was doing. But that to me was a testament of your support when you see a young prince trying to do his thing. Now, I'm not trying to clone him into me. As you can see, we're like damn near polar opposites in the way we see life and do things. We agree on certain things. That shit don't puff my ego up to make a mini black dot. I always want him to think for himself, come up with his own thoughts. So this podcast gave us a platform to do that. However, other things around the podcast begin to suffer. Yeah. The blog, you know, if you check it, ain't been a lot of posts. His book should have been finished. My 3 books, 2 revised and 1 new book should have been damn near finished. The Patreon page, ain't nothing been happening because a lot goes on behind the scenes to do what it is that we do.
We're a 3-man team.
We're a 3-man team. You know, my wife be coming in, she work in corporate America. She come home, she got to, shit. She just put banners up and lights and edits, and she got to do that shit twice.
Yep.
Because Eli's show, which we're going to talk about, because he also recently sat me down. He sat his dad down and said, Dad, when I was 15, the podcast stuff was kind of cool. I'm 19 now, and I'm in the girls. I'm on college campuses. And like, okay. So he was trying to tell me, like, enough is enough. But again, that podcast was to bring out his light. And it has enhanced his vocabulary, his confidence.
Sure did.
And, now he's kind of a new person. So all of this process was to get that done. Me doing this every week, it's killing my spirit. I'm a loner. I want to be alone, and things of that nature. And so I've given you all I can possibly give you without hitting the reset loop button, because it's a thin line between providing information and chatty patty gossiping, and and we cross the line. Even that Dr. Umar shit I pulled a couple of weeks ago, it was out of pocket for what I normally would do.
I thought it was needed.
No, it was needed. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not apologizing. That shit was needed, but that's not black dottage.
Yeah.
I poke my head out every 3 or 4 months when I have something to say to people, and and my wife just gave me one condition. She said, listen, if you treat me like a queen and you make me laugh, I'll be with you forever. So I've been putting on a show for a 1-person audience for 24 years. If the kids laugh, shit, that's bonus shit. So I love you guys. I appreciate the support. But we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're not.
We still gonna have the channel up. We're still gonna be doing other things.
The interviews that the people who've been following us, we've been doing interviews way before we even started the podcast. Interviews and his little sit downs. That's still going to be here, but it's just not going to be yet. They're not going to be able to know when to expect these things like 9 o'clock on a Thursday.
Right, because that keeps me fixed.
Yeah.
And that keeps me regurgitating stories. It keeps the stories recycled, and this digital stuff, I keep telling y'all, is a little off base. So I wanted to say that, and before I turn it over to you, and
what I would say is, I felt like me and you came to this decision around the same time. Like, I was silently thinking, and then you called me like, yo, I think we should.
And that was like a month ago.
Yeah, I was just kind of.
So it was before Mercury retrograde.
And
let's get free. Thank you, appreciate the support.
And what I would say is that this journey, 50 shows, it showed us that we can be consistent with something. We've gone through so much in a year. Like, make sure technology works. We've had arguments, like family fights about what happens on the show.
Yeah,
and it's really good. It's been I've learned a lot from how I've learned a lot from my pops has been my pops my whole life, but I've learned so much about him doing this, and he's learned more about me doing this.
Absolutely.
It's been very rewarding. The people who support us is so humbling. It's crazy. Like, wow, y'all like us. Like, when I get, like, every time, like, we get, like, a donation or somebody orders something from the site, I'm like, wow, y'all like us. Like,
yeah, much appreciated.
You know what's crazy? Somebody emails us for advice. Somebody people send us stories, which people still send us stories. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be still doing stuff on the actual blog and writing and things like that. But, yeah, I feel like it's only time because we don't want to get fixed into the same minutia of what's going on every day on YouTube. We don't want to become, and that was my one rule with my pops. I did not want to become another offshoot conscious community channel, because it just becomes,
And we even spoke. If the people in the chat go back to show 5 or 6, we spoke about algorithms, and at a certain point, this is just going to be routine where even you're not going to want to show up. Catch it.
Right.
I know what Doc's going to say. I know what the story's going to be. And when we get to that point, we have to renew ourselves.
Right.
And we have to focus again on, other things.
And then we also have so many new things that we're trying to, bring to you. So we couldn't, fragment our attention so much to the point where we're giving you really just low quality things. And that goes to our interviews, that goes to the books, that goes to the articles, that goes to everything. And I felt like, it's time, recollect ourselves.
Absolutely.
We have a lot more to bring.
Absolutely.
So, want to get to it?
Let's get to it.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Okay, so first story, obviously, was the mass shooting in New Zealand.
And did that happen the day after our show?
It did. Which always happens.
Yeah. Either we get something right before or right after.
Right after. It always happens to us. But yeah, it was at least 50 people were killed, and almost the same amount of people were injured in the mass shooting at 2 mosques in New Zealand in the city of Christchurch.
Okay.
And it was a 28-year-old man named Brenton Tarrant who's been taken into custody and charged with murder, and it was his first court appearance last Saturday and things like that. And apparently he live streamed it. He had a manifesto, but he was. And
didn't he also do the so-called white power?
So you know what's crazy? Because
was that a Photoshop thing?
No, that happened. But a lot of news outlets thought it was the OK sign.
Right. And that's 666. That's the white supremacy.
Yeah, the white power.
White power. That's the new code.
Yeah.
On how they.
Yeah, people like the news outlets was like, oh, it's OK sign. Like, no, that's not.
No, that's not okay.
So he actually wrote a manifesto where he was praising like Dylan Roof, from a Charleston, South Carolina church shooting, and things like that. So, what you think?
First of all, when I saw it, I thought it was a video game. Like, it didn't seem real to me. So you know how you go off your timeline? I said, oh, that must be one of the new video games coming out.
So think about how desensitized you are as a person.
Absolutely.
To actually see some people get killed and think it's a video game.
Absolutely, but that's a part of the plan.
Yeah.
And I just kept scrolling because I said, that couldn't be real. And then when I got the story that this was real, and then he, threw trigger names in there like Donald Trump and things of that nature. That always raises suspicious to me, because remember, the Hegelian dialect is problem, reaction, solution. So now they're banning.
Oh, like the next day.
Yeah, weapons
in New Zealand.
Automatic weapons. In New Zealand, that happened like the next day.
Yeah.
So understand that a lot of this be test runs, and that's not to regard the people who lost their life, because I have to play both sides of the fence at times when I tell these stories. Because sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. I can get in my conspiracy bag and say, none of that shit really fucking happened. Where did the bullets go? You saw them shit flying out the gun. That shit looked like some orchestrated shit, or this is an agenda for something else. But then I would be overlooking and being very insensitive to those who perhaps did lose their life. So, again, but it did seem agenda-like. The manifesto, when you have a manifesto, and you mention in certain people who are heroes, these mass white killers, which you think is like terrible, these people are exalted in these white supremacist circles. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
But I was also thinking, like, it's kind of weird that somebody from New Zealand is praising people from America. Like,
right. But a lot of times, if you try to get bills passed, gun bills and things, bans, sometimes you have to operate backwards. America's such a big place, and all of the terrorists in America are white men anyway.
This is true,
right? I mean, it proves it.
So what's the logic behind? Because most of the legal gun owners in this country are white, right? NRA and things like that, mm-hmm. and those are big Republican donors, So why would the government want to do things to take our guns away?
Well, the government, because they can't overrule the people. You can't totally take over the people, and the people got guns. You know what I mean? That creates bloody situations.
No, I'm saying that's going against your base.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But then there's another faction. Remember, so there's ones who trying to keep guns, right? And those are those patriotic white boys, quiet as kept, who understand that their government is full of shit. And then there are regular people, you know what I mean, who are trying to ban guns, because to disarm these people puts us at an advantage. So it creates one of those kind of situations. So I'm always watching for the agenda. Something happens in New Zealand, and next thing you know, it's the template for what happens here. Like, how many more mass shootings do we need here before we go, God damn, this is way out of pocket. You know what I mean? So they're not getting the response that they want, because these NRA people will say shit like, well, hey, if everybody in the mosque had a gun, shit wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's insensitive. It's true to one degree, because if everybody got a gun, ain't nobody got. Like, you're not gonna be like, and I got heat too, so it creates a stand up. But if everybody got guns, then your government's takeover of the people is a little bit more hard to pull off. So, it's one of those quagmires that we always find. Did you see the young kid hit the senator in the head with the egg?
No.
You ain't see that?
No.
Dude, it's trending on. The senator was giving a speech from New Zealand, and a little white kid just came and plopped him in the head with an egg, and the senator turned around, and they had a little scuffle, and I just thought that was some funny shit. You know what I mean? Not that the situation was funny.
And you know what's crazy? This attack happened on a holy day, right? Am I correct?
I believe it was a holy day for Muslims.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that again is the face of terror in this country are white men and abroad.
I'm scared of not scared, but you know what I mean.
I do.
I
do. You're looking in the face of these white men.
And then what's her name?
And a lot of these police officers belong to these organizations.
And then what's her name? Just Hilarious, the comedian.
Yeah. She got caught in a double. She got caught in some shit when she was on a plane, and they were taking these sheiks, Indians, who wear the turbans, off the plane. And they didn't come back on the plane, and she thought it was funny to be like, yeah, because I was afraid of them. Gave off the...
No, they were getting on the plane, and she was recording them on her Instagram. It was like, where are they going? Making a joke.
Right.
And then people started going in on her. Then she doubled down and said, they're not on the plane, see?
Right.
I'm not bugging.
And I was afraid, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And she didn't have any knowledge of the shooting that happened in New Zealand, or she claimed she didn't at the time. And then she doubled down her first response, and then she had to clean up. She's on Fox TV now. Mm-hmm. So you have to be very careful on how you know, because that's your bag now.
Yeah.
You're not on YouTube telling jokes no more or in small. So I didn't give her a pass, but I kind of, you know, as a comedian or somebody who just says crazy shit, I think everything is funny half the time. If you don't have the knowledge of certain instances, that joke becomes flat. You know what I mean?
And just be open to like know when you're wrong. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Don't
Absolutely.
double down for the sake of doubling down.
Don't be wrong and strong.
Yeah, at all.
I hate people who are wrong and if you're wrong.
Yo, so we come on here, if we wrong, like, oh, I ain't know.
Yeah, I'm wrong. I should have
Yeah.
studied that a little bit more.
It's a fact.
You know, and that's very important. And that's important in life in general. You know what I mean? That's a nice shirt you have on.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, let me read that.
Reactivist?
Reactivists. Those who are not activists, but will react or overreact to the most popular trends on social media to give off the illusion that they are socially aware of causes that affect the community. Yeah, I wrote that shit. Right? Because everyone is a reactivist.
Social media in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's social media in a nutshell. So, would you like to read my shirt?
Hopamine. Okay.
Hopamine.
Similar to dopamine, it is secreted into the bloodstream of a hopeless people, giving them a false sense that the future will be better by hope alone.
Whoa.
Ooh.
You can get these at UrbanX.NYC, $25.
Yeah, these 25.
Yeah, these are 25.
25.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's a very simple, straightforward shirt. You know, so get these. I have a series of them.
Yes.
Statement shirts that we're calling them. And, you know, they're a little more out the box than the normal T-shirts. I'm getting ready to do a video campaign about them.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. That's what I mean. When I'm not retiring, they put me to work in other aspects of the company. I think I got a promotion and didn't realize it. Did I get a promotion? I got promoted?
Yeah, we just moved to a different department.
Lateral.
Yeah, you was harassing our executive producer.
Yeah, so it's a lateral move and
we just
shit.
had to move you.
Yeah. So, with that being said, what do we have next?
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, Jay-Z's album, The Blueprint, first one, will be commemorated into the Library of Congress.
That's a big thing.
That's big.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I have this debate with my friends all the time, and some of them feel like The Blueprint was the greatest rap album ever.
That's a debate you can't win.
What does it stand for you?
Again, because it's really based on your reference point of music itself.
Okay.
Right? You know, how far do you go back? Fuck, Paid in Full was one of the greatest albums I've ever heard. It Takes a Nation of Millions to hold us back. You know what I mean? So I have different reference points. But for Jay-Z, and the timing of that album was very critical. Right? Because the Reasonable Doubt, remember, that didn't grow until later. That was a seed he planted that caught momentum later on. But that Blueprint album, where he got at Nas, he got at Prodigy, and it just was so soulful. You could tell Kanye and what's that other producer he used to work with?
Not No ID.
Not No ID.
I know you're talking about.
I'm embarrassed for not knowing his name at the time.
Yeah, the one who did the What More Can I Say?
Yeah. The legendary brother. You could tell that they were in there cooking.
Yeah, Mannequin.
You know what I mean? And they were bringing something magical. And you can tell by Jay-Z's flow, he knew it. Right? So they said there's been a couple of times Jay-Z knew. Like when he came out with Hard Knock Life. That song, they just said he knew that shit right there was going to cook. Right? So, but this Blueprint album just put him in a stratosphere that was out there. You know what I mean? The timing of it, the whole process of it.
Favorite
track on that?
Just Blaze.
Just Blaze.
Thank you. Thank you in the chat.
Thank you in the chat.
Thank you.
Oh, they hit us.
They said, you dumb mother.
Yeah.
Now, we appreciate that. Yeah, Just Blaze. Yeah.
Man, everybody. Thank you.
I like Song Cry.
Okay.
Of course, H to the is O.
That was on there.
To the is A. Yeah, that shit. The whole fucking album.
Yeah, I like Hola Ovito. That was
Hola Ovito.
That was hard.
Yeah, that whole album was just
hard.
Crazy.
And Heart of the City was on that too, right?
Ain't no love.
Yeah, that was on it.
In the heart of the city. Yeah, that shit was on there.
That was crazy.
Now the Fugees going to break up. That whole, he really cooked that up lovely. And to me, that solidified him as one of the greatest from an artist standpoint. And so it's going in the Library of Congress.
Yes, congrats to him.
Congrats to him on that. So we have Kendrick Lamar, who went into got the Pulitzer Prize
for Damn, am I right?
Yeah,
for Damn.
So you're seeing our culture finally get its recognition. You know, to a certain degree, they're opening up a hip hop museum in the Bronx in the next 2 years.
Who's curating that?
I'm pretty sure Herc and
I hope
and Kaz.
Because remember this was like last year. This was a thing, right? With
that's the
African American museum
in Washington, right?
It was curated by a white woman,
right?
And
right.
people were losing it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I really hope.
If it's not, then it just again demonstrates that we don't own nothing.
Jeez.
But hip hop has been so instrumental in so much. Not now. I mean, even now, but it's so co-opted now.
Yeah.
But the primary energy was an offering from our ancestors to give us an opportunity to create our own language, our own culture, or reconnect with it. Create the financial base in which we could survive. Because you could be born in hip hop now and never have to leave hip hop and find a job in so many capacities. It has a political clout because now a lot of the candidates have to get these rappers to okay them. So
did you know? I don't know if you noticed, but the Breakfast Club is becoming like a stop that Democratic candidates have to make.
They have to make the stop at the Breakfast Club and chop it up with Charlemagne and them. So Charlemagne and them they're the gatekeepers to a certain aspect of reactivists, in particular, those who can't make decisions for themselves. Right. So now but in general, so I'm very happy for Jay-Z.
That's dope.
That's dope. And your children's children can one day look up, wow, my granddad did that. Yeah, that's your great granddad. He did that. So we're using hip hop to change the narrative on certain aspects, and I think it's a great thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
What's in the cup, Dad?
Oh, this is Henny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Henny tonight.
Yeah, you're toasting up.
With a little bit of Red Bull. Just I'm choking nigga out. Malcolm said niggas who drink Henny and Red Bull, these niggas is crazy.
Yeah, no way.
What do we have going on?
No J? Oh.
Okay.
So, I don't have the picture right here, but it was reported that Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed received less than $10 million in their settlement with the NFL.
What?
That's what I'm hearing.
What kind of source? Less than 10 million?
Less than 10. Remember, it was reported that it was up
80 million?
Yeah, 60 to 80 million.
These niggas did all that shit for $10 million.
Yeah, you know what I thought about? If you watched Avengers when they was jumping Thanos and he bled like once, he was like, all that for a drop of blood.
For a drop of blood.
So all the protests and all the people, all the reactivists.
Yes, all the reactivists.
Caping for Kaepernick.
They did that shit. If that's the case, they should be embarrassed.
Yo, like I really hope,
because that meant that's low hanging fruit. Like y'all was first of all, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this, just so people get an understanding. If Kaepernick was taking a knee for instances that were job related, healthcare, CTE, black owners, black coaches.
You talking about job related within the NFL?
Within the NFL.
Okay.
Within the NFL. And he was taking a knee to bring attention to the injustice of the job, and then he lost his job, and then he won his job back. I would clap that shit up. Shit happened on the job. You thought you got your rights, you got your insurance, your health care. No. He was fighting for something that had nothing to do with the job. Then he lost his job, and then they gave him $10 million. I'm confused. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. That's confusing to me.
Yeah.
So
first of all, I think Nike paid him more money, right?
Nike gave him $30 million.
And Nike gave him more money, and then so you get paid $10 million, which is not even what he would have made as a player.
As a player, right? He could have made more than that.
He could have made more than that, and now he can't even talk about it because remember he signed the NDA.
Yeah, so now they gave him $10 million, and now you got to shut the fuck up.
So he lost.
He lost.
Is that a win? Like, is that a win?
He lost. And I told you niggas he was gonna lose.
I would take 10 million. Malcolm would take 10 million.
Oh yeah.
I would be fine with 10 million.
And with the ADOS, like the reparations, if the numbers get up to 10 mil, I gotta burn a candle and call on the ancestors and be like, look, I need that cash. But for 100,000 or some old crazy shit, because niggas ain't gonna do nothing to get the money back anyway,
right?
You know that because we don't have the training, the financial understanding of how to say this is to make sure that your ancestors who are returning, the same ones who got murked are returning through us, right? So now they can come in and relive a life, but now at the kingdom and queendom status that they should. If they show up and like, yo, where's the 100 grand, Doc? What the fuck? You spent that in 2 weeks. Yeah, I had to get a new car. I had to do this.
I had to lean on my house.
I had to pay that. And then the ancestors be like, nigga, I came back to a worse situation than I left. What the fuck? So, just tying some things in.
Yeah. Oh, also, a lot of people, since our last 2 shows, a lot of people have been sending me information on the American descendant of slave stuff as well.
Yeah, talk about that.
And I don't completely get it, but I have a new understanding about it.
Okay, help me out.
So I watched a video with one of the founders. His name is Antonio Moore. Mm-hmm. He has a YouTube channel called Tone Talks or something.
Is he a lawyer or something?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to UCLA. He's an attorney. And along with Yvette, I don't know her name. Somebody get it to me in the chat. Mm-hmm. But what it was about, so regarding the discussion about reparations and who should actually get reparations, right? So the word African American, the term African American is, even within black people, it's a real blanket term for anybody black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they were talking about immigrants who come over from Nigeria or any of the Caribbean nations who benefit from, quote unquote, what black people should be getting as far as grants and jobs and affirmative action and things like that. And they don't want to be actually associated with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're saying if reparations were to be given out,
Yvette Cornell,
thank you. If reparations were to be given out, it should be somebody whose family can be linked back to the history of this actual country, not just... And because you know how they... politicians talk about giving minorities these things, and that's another blanket dismissive statement that they try to throw around to encapsulate everybody when, black people are the ones who actually built this country.
Right.
And I went to the website, really dope website. I have a greater understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? But my disposition is that reparations are a pipe dream.
Okay.
I don't think we're ever going to get reparations, and I think it's just another way to feed hope.
Yes, hope into the bloodstream. Into the bloodstream of the people.
Into the bloodstream of the people.
Yeah, come on. Hopamine been around a long time.
But I thought
Jesse Jackson said, "Keep hope alive."
Right, but I thought it was interesting, nuanced debate because I saw a debate between people who are with the ADOS movement and people who are Pan-African, and everybody who
Yes, because Pan-African is the saying we're from everywhere. And we should all benefit.
Right.
Or I don't associate with just American.
Right.
And the Americans are
it's
yo,
stay over there.
Stay over there.
You want to be over there, stay over there.
And here's another interesting caveat to that is a lot of these institutions are already in place for black people. We just don't take advantage of it.
This is very true.
So this is why when those who come to this country with their language, their culture intact, their guard, they have a different... they're not emotionally scarred. They don't deal with post-traumatic slave syndrome the way we do.
Right.
So they come to this country and go, wow, I can go to school for free. Wow, I can work at Burger King 16 hours and get a check. Wow, I flush the toilet and the doo-doo goes away. I was just shitting in a hut. Right? This is what they're saying. So when they come here and see all of these great benefits, see, you take that for granted. Flush the toilet, blue shit gone. they gotta eat, piss, shit sometimes. And I know that's a bad stereotype because there are places in Africa with skyscrapers. I know.
All right.
But it fucks up the joke. I can't.
Okay.
Listen, I can't do the raw material if y'all gonna get all sensitive about the fucking material.
Okay.
Right?
I just wanted to. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they come to this country, and all jokes aside, they work twice as hard. A friend of mine, Almighty KG from the Cold Crush Brothers, I'm gonna talk about him in a few. He said, as he was cleaning out his yard one time, his neighbor was a Mexican lady, and then we got to talking, and she said, yeah, what we do is, she said, 20 of us all live in one house, right? We pay dirt rent, cheap rent, and then at one at a time, we get a house. And then that person helps the next person, and then she said, in 20 years, everyone owns their own house. And then she looked at him and said, your people don't do that? And he was embarrassed because we don't. So we make fun of these Africans and these immigrants who come here and they piling in one apartment, but they work in 16 and 20 hours because this is nothing. You don't know what their situation is before they got here. We too cool for that shit, man. Fuck that shit. I ain't working over there, man. I'd rather hustle. And they look at us as lazy. I mean, granted, that the undertone story is post-traumatic. Yeah. We've been through a lot of shit. But the way they see it, you just lazy. I'm going to school. I'm working. We all live in one little space so that we can all one at a time do like a fucking susu, and then everybody owns a home. And so it's a double-edged sword when we tell that story.
It's really deep because the debates I've been seeing are from, and it's usually Pan-Africans or like elders.
Yes,
and then the people are like in the ADOS community is like younger. So again, it's another divide.
And it's a new thought process.
Right.
Saying this is where we are and this is what we feel. So to a certain degree.
Also, there's ADOS is not the only
organization
that's trying to get reparations for Black people as well.
Right. Great work, gentlemen. Stay black, strong, and stay in God's hands. Peace. Shout out. From black-owned One Day Big Business, all black-owned fitness company, Ariz, blah, blah, blah.
Ariz.
Zentine.
Ariz Fit. Fitness.com.
Yeah, I don't want to.
We're butchering this. I'm
sorry.
Butchering
this, but Marshall D from Miami, a black-owned fitness center. We appreciate your love and support. The Henny has got me leaning a little bit already.
Somebody said, not all immigrants look at African Americans as lazy. Stop spreading that narrative.
No, but I talk to a lot of them. See, I talk to them, right? So not all. That's like not all black people are fucking lazy. Not all black people eat collard greens and chicken and watermelon. What kind of blanket statement is that? So don't take... This is what I mean by people to take things literally. Don't be a literalist when we're talking about these conversations because nothing is absolute.
Yeah, nobody's a monolith. Like, we're not trying to...
Please don't, because then you miss the point and you're in your emotions about something. I'm talking the general narrative is that when these people come over, especially the narrative being fed by America that we're all criminals, all you gotta do is look at hip-hop videos. If I knew nothing about black people in this country, all I need to do is watch hip-hop videos and crime shows, and it will already implant in me the narrative of who we are as a people. So let's stop with the bullshit. All right, so I didn't mean that in the literal sense that that makes no sense. So, whoever said that in the chat, I hear where you're coming from, but please give me a break when, we're trying to break down this story, because I know plenty of them who tell me, they have to get training when they come the fuck over here, or they have a narrative in place to stay away from the niggas. Just like the Chinese people come over here and stay away from the niggas. All right, so with that being said, I'm understanding the new energy coming in from ADOS and other organizations of young people putting a different spin on this, and they're saying there needs to be things in place for us. We're the ones who suffered the most. So not to say that Africans didn't suffer because they haven't been colonized by Europeans and France, and you have China who just took over an entire airport of, I think, in Ghana or one of these places.
Yeah, when you but that's also the argument too. Like when you bring up like imperialism and the French and Great Britain, how they have colonized these countries. So the people from ADOS is saying we understand that and we sympathize, but if you want like something like monetarily in return, go to those countries.
Right, go to those countries. We're saying for the people here,
right,
we need to get paid.
It's an interesting debate.
And I love the fact that new information has got you leaning a little bit.
Yeah, different. You see, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. See, people, they take this little hard stand on things, and knowledge is supposed to shake your foundation. I need you to understand that. So knowledge, you understanding the situation in greater detail, you saying, now hold on, Dad, this is, and now you even have me revisiting it.
Yeah, it's like,
never be afraid to revisit, because that's the purpose of knowledge. Those people who stand pat on shit, regardless of what new information come in, those are the people you got to worry about, because those are people who have an agenda.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So knowledge is supposed to make you go, okay, all right. So that's where we're at as we give you this final podcast. That's where we're at with the ADO situation. We're going to revisit it, right? Yeah. Still think there's some hopamine involved.
Yeah.
Got to keep that clear. Yeah. However, we're going to revisit it because a new generation has a different perspective.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Now, you had a problem this week with a great rapper, Mr. J. Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a problem with this picture.
This shit here.
Yeah. This is the GQ magazine.
Yeah, this shit fucked me up, okay?
Why?
Because...
You don't think it's fly?
No, it's not fly. But it is fly to your generation. See... This is why our elders and old school people don't fuck with y'all. We be giving y'all chances to get y'all shit together. And J. Cole, what he don't understand is he represents the codex which connects our generation and your generation. He can rap his ass off, right? He's intelligent, right? His beats and all that is banging. He ain't out here flossing his money. So we look at him as a reference point to hold the true codex of the culture, so that the culture may survive through mumble rapping and niggas wearing dresses. And then he go and he do this shit, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's a woman's coat. I don't give a fuck what you say to me. That's a woman. If I showed up in that shit, right? And he got them Jesus sandals on, and Jesus saith the Lord. He got them fucking sandals on.
Is that Mountain Lion or Lynx?
His pants is fucking high waters. He looks like a girl.
Cat.
It's a fucking cat with him and shit.
But this is another picture that looked fly.
Okay.
That's from the same magazine.
Okay, but go back. This is the first picture I saw, and you know, I fucks with J. Cole. It's just certain things niggas in my generation is not gonna do, and we not gonna understand. And he got that little twitch in his hip. See, if he was just standing there like if he masculinized that shit, like he got that little bink. He got a little bink in his hip. And you know, if they get J. Cole, it's over, man. What's next? Kendrick Lamar? I mean, who's next? Because we only have a few of your generation that. Okay. Okay, Jay, we gotta talk. Somebody get J. Cole on the line, because what happens is, let me tell you how this shit works. You get around all of them fancy designers, right?
Yeah,
and they start gassing your ass up. Oh, this is gonna look marvelous on you, and you go, really? Because he's like a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy. This is gonna look fabulous. And then you put it on, you start believing that shit. Like, yeah, I
look fabulous.
I think I look fabulous. And then you see the pictures of that shit. And no, this is not cool.
You look like a rich white woman.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
All right, and he's, and this is my point. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? He is worth too much to the culture for my generation. You know what I mean? Because he's the only reflection, not just him. Of course, Planet Asia. There's a whole bunch of artists out there. RP Beats got a new joint coming out, my man.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he got one of his solo artists is coming. We got a lot of people out here who, you know what I mean, who still represent, but in terms of mainstream culture, we really depend on him and Kendrick Lamar, Nipsey Hussle, your boy Push. We depend on these guys to give us hope that the future is going to be bright.
Somebody said it gets worse every picture. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, so somebody got to talk to him. Tag, nigga, you it. So, And nobody's gonna convince me different than what I just saw. Yeah.
Okay.
And you should have a team around you.
He probably does. Like,
they go, Dad. Don't do it. Don't do it, Dad. Don't do it.
I think like he was getting ready to pose.
They get a twitch in the hip,
and they caught him mid.
They caught him twitch hip. In mid hip twitch.
Yeah, I don't.
Come on, you don't twitch your hip like that, nigga.
Yeah, you were so bothered by this picture when you first showed me. Like, I thought it was something like really happening.
I was like, yo, you gotta see this shit.
I was like, what?
Oh man. Even the cat is like, I'm just in the. So I don't know. But maybe again, this is me being old school.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they just killed my generation, like our hope for the future, with this shit right here. I'm glad Jay-Z's album is going into the goddamn, Congress.
I think you're overreacting, but okay.
Might be the Henny talking.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So we have a couple of Urban Excellence stories this week.
Oh, okay. Let these motherfuckers roll.
So for the people who don't know, Urban Excellence stories are the people we feel like shine a great. Is when we choose to shine a light on shining examples in our community, no matter what it is. If it's a small win, if it's a big win, if you're within our community, within our culture, we like to highlight you. If you're doing something great, we like to highlight you. This is something we will not be stopping, even though we're stopping the podcast.
Oh no, we're not stopping that. Nah,
so if you have a story, if you have a story, a personal story you want to send us, if you have another story that you want to highlight, we're gonna send it and we'll talk about it. So this week, right now, we're gonna be talking about these people right here, Kevin L. Chisholm and his son, Kamari Chisholm.
Let me clap that up right away. Father and son. Yeah, as long as they ain't selling drugs. Are they selling drugs?
They're not selling drugs.
They're not selling drugs. Let me
clap that up. They're not selling drugs. Out of Virginia, the dad is a lawyer. Kevin L. Chisholm is a lawyer. And they announced the start of their investment club consulting services called Black Wall Street Consultation Services.
Black Wall Street Consultation Services.
Yes.
Clap that shit up.
It is specifically designed to assist individuals with increasing their wealth through creation of investment clubs. The company's services provide clients with informative seminars and research-based strategies to realize their financial dreams.
That's dope.
Very dope.
And that's dope because the father is imparting wisdom onto the child. And if the child can articulate it to younger people, because old people can forget about it for the most part. You stuck in your ways, but young people are the ones who can who understand the terminology. It's sort of like understanding coding.
Right.
Young people get it because they not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about real young people. They were birthed on that timeline. They get it. So a lot of people I've been hearing lately, like if they would have taught this in school, how come they're not teaching finances in school to prepare you to be your own boss or understanding? They don't do that. They train you to be workers. So the young guy is the key to this code right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's Morpheus and that's Neo in the sense where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The young kid can stand around with his friends and just introduce into their bloodstream the idea of investment and what that means. So I look at this as a great opportunity because older men for war, older men for counsel, younger men for war.
That's a great
thing,
yeah.
So with that being said, the older ones are passing that wisdom down. The young ones are taking this information and ready to stage war, not always in the physical sense. There are many levels to war, as we understand. So when I see this kind of connection, it puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, it's dope.
You know what I mean? So this is definitely a dope. And give me their names again.
Esquire, because his pops is a lawyer.
Okay.
Von L. Chisholm.
Kind of looks like Philip Drummond. Is that from the...
I don't know who you're talking about.
Will Smith show?
Oh, you talking Philip Banks?
Philip Banks. Kind of looks a little bit like Philip Banks.
It's a little bigger. And Kamari, and his nickname is Junior Wall Streeter Chisholm.
Ooh, nice. Junior Wall Streeter Chisholm.
Talk that talk.
And that's Black Wall Street Consultants?
Yeah, Black Wall Streeter.
Black Wall Streeter.
Consultation services.
Services.
Their website is actually blackwallstreeter.com. You can go check it out.
blackwallstreeter.com. please, when you get some time,
check it out.
Go check it out.
After the show, though. You know what I'm saying?
Not right now. Not right now.
After the show.
After the show, check them out. And that runs.
Okay, that's what it was, right? Somebody in the chat just asked about, Jay Morrison?
Jay Morrison.
The real estate guy, black guy.
Yeah, black guy. Good looking black guy, no homo. Got his wife. She's sexy.
Pause.
Yes. Pause. They're doing it together. Yeah, I like that.
So he, if I'm correct, his Tulsa, the Tulsa fund got subpoenaed.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was that got me so mad. Right. So earlier this week, Vlad from Vlad TV, DJ Vlad from Vlad TV, announced that Jay Morrison got subpoenaed by, I think, the FCC regarding his Tulsa fund. And I just didn't like how it seemed like excited Vlad was that this was happening to him, because he's done multiple interviews with Vlad talking about the Tulsa fund, and Vlad, it's like, nah, I wouldn't do that because, and I felt like it was just like
he throwing shots at the black man.
That's what it seemed like to me, and I felt like
because Vlad is financially secure through his exploitations
of this damn culture,
of the very culture. He feels that he can talk down to another black man who's financially trying to create an outlet for his people to get out of the shit they're in.
Yo, I was livid. Like,
you should put hands on Vlad when you see him.
When I see him.
Yeah, I don't know how big he is. And white guys can't box, so don't wrestle him.
No, he sues people. He sued Rick Ross for slapping him.
Oh yeah, he did. Rick had to give him $300K.
Yeah. Punch in the face and give him $300K.
Punch in the face and get you $300K.
Ex-Vlad.
But they can't box, so don't ever try to wrestle a white guy, because if they're very strong with the caveman shit, they'll wrestle you to the ground. But if you box them,
he got the Viking beard.
Yeah, I knocked out. Yeah, no, I'll tell you a ghetto Cosby story.
Another one.
This is a true story. All my stories are true ghetto Cosby stories. I'm in a store and I'm arguing with the owner of the store about something, prices and this and that. He must have been having a bad day.
Okay.
All right, because he was a big white guy. He came from behind the counter, and I said, "No, this white guy ain't trying to." And I got in my boxing mode. He tried to grab me, and I ducked and weaved, and I caught him, and he fell like a fucking tree in the forest. Boom! And he was out. And niggas was installing. Oh shit! This was downtown Canal Street, so there was a lot of white people around.
Oh, I was about to say nobody stole from it.
No. This was downtown. But yeah, I boxed a few white guys. They don't wrestle them.
Okay.
No, don't wrestle white guys.
All right.
Box them.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
And he got that nasty Viking beard, that Russian.
Talking about Vlad, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Vlad.
Nasty.
That nasty.
Gross. So this is a story you told me about. Well, we show a long time ago,
right?
Shows ago, we talked about the Uncle Nearest whiskey.
Yes.
And for the people who don't know, Uncle Nearest was the guy who taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey.
Right. The whole distillation, the distilling process, and using maple syrup and wood and an alchemical process that obviously came from Africa. And the thing about them, he was Nearest was a slave, and Jack Daniels wasn't his slave master. Mm-hmm. They worked on the same plantation, but he was poor. But here's the thing: he gave him credit.
He did
the entire time. So this is, you know how these white narrative movies, they always got to implant a white person, a white savior in the movie to make them seem like they did some shit they didn't.
Yeah.
This is kind of reverse of that story. Even after Jack Daniels died, he makes it clear who gave him that recipe. I wish KFC would do the same thing. I wish the Colonel would give a press conference about those 16 herbs and motherfucking spices. All right?
Ain't no white dude know about 16.
Hey, how the fuck any white dude know about them kind of herbs and spices? So he need to give a press conference, come clean, and be like, so-and-so gave me the recipe for this shit. So, but anyway, long story short, I was watching Fox News today, and the young lady who spearheaded this, Fawn Weaver, said that there is a movie coming out. This is her and her husband. Her husband is a Hollywood executive. Mm. So there is a movie coming out about Nearest.
Yes.
You know,
his name is Nathaniel Green.
Not Farthest, Nearest.
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Watts, thank you. I'm half Indian. How do you feel about Jesse Hilarious? Yeah, we talked about that. You must have just showed up. Yeah, you know, but yeah, she was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
but yeah, I thought for the people who didn't, who are unaware of the story, they should go. It's a Breakfast Club interview. It was like one of the best like I've seen.
Yes, go see the Breakfast
Really
Club
good.
interview. She really gives it up on how somebody else was covering the story, and it was kind of vague.
Yeah.
And then she was intrigued by the story, and she went. She lives now in Tennessee.
Yeah,
that's where she lives now.
She bought the actual land.
She bought the actual land. So you understand, and then remember, Obar came,
yes,
and gave us some other information about how Jack Daniels, the wells is drying up, so they have to push this new Uncle Nearest.
So he said like Jack Daniels bottles are going to be worth a lot of money soon. So.
Yes, so hold on to those Jack Daniel bottles. So, but I just thought it was great. It's going to be a great movie being told. So we want to stay tuned. Yeah, for that. Yeah,
that's actually dope.
That's dope.
It's actually very dope.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So I've been reading that the Neverland Ranch.
Okay, did you get my okra story in there?
I got it.
Okay.
Chill.
You running the show? Yeah.
Chill. So Neverland Ranch might be demolished because nobody will buy it amid the documentary.
I'll buy it. How much is it going for?
$100 million.
Oh. Okay. But now that the price has dropped because of the documentary,
it dropped like $30 million. So $70 million.
Let me know when it reaches $20. Yeah. I'm putting my bid in.
Yeah, so they're gonna demolish it. But I think it's just like another symbolic.
How can a fucking documentary destroy a monumental legacy of that magnitude? Meaning, it's a fucking documentary. This is a fixture of reality.
First of all, I want to point out the fact that a lot of people, the impact that this documentary has had over, I guess, the culture is flying under the radar because a lot of people believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people believe it. You know, people was like, oh, nah, you know, this, you know, we're not really caring about this. A lot of people, I was at a brunch with my friends and a Michael Jackson song came on and they turned it off.
Reactivist.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Right? I'm not giving up Thriller. Thriller.
Thriller?
I'm not giving up Thriller for you. Thriller? Moonwalk? Billie Jean? Fuck you. Fuck you. Right? It ain't happening. Again, they're trying to remove these pieces from your memory, remove these iconic figures from reality as you know it. And we're letting them do it. Now, am I saying this world ain't perfect? We can start with George Washington on up. Are you going to get rid of your Benjamins? Like, everybody now, just reach in your pocket and get rid of your Benjamins because them motherfuckers own slaves and what they did was fucked up.
Andrew Jackson.
And
if you look up the history of Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, my God.
Nasty,
right?
Yeah.
So, in George Washington, when they looked in his mouth, he had implanted slave
teeth, yeah.
Slave teeth in his mouth. So he went out and he needed teeth and he just went into the slave mouths and took their teeth and put them in his. That's just the gist of the shit. So if we want to start being reactivists, let's get extreme with this shit. Fuck the money. Because these people did this.
Straight Bitcoin.
Fuck everybody. Right? Because when you start peeling back the layers, all of these corporations got dirt on their hands in some capacity. But we have allowed them to turn us into reactivists, and now the target is Bill Cosby. The target is Michael Jackson. The target is R. Kelly. Now, R. Kelly did that shit. Yeah. But the target in general, you see what I'm saying? So we lose our heroes. I think OJ did it too. There's some new evidence that suggests he didn't. That's fine. We still rooted for him. I rooted for him whether he did it or not. But understand, you know, we have to put this in perspective. And you can't let a documentary, after the FBI had 10,000 hours of investigating this man and found, do you know what kind of manpower that is to find nothing?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy.
But yo, that just shows people's wanting to be on the right side of history. That's all it is.
That's all, and that goes back to the reactivists.
Yeah, that's all.
I want to make sure wherever the flow is going, I don't go against the grain. I'm a go against the grain kind of dude because I want to do something called Thinking. I want to do that shit and come up with my own assessment. Now, if my assessment leaves me with the crowd, so be it. But my elders always told me when everybody's running that way, you need to look that way at least. Because obviously they're steering, and this has become very easy with social media.
Oh my, it's like...
This shit is easy.
It's like so...
In 15 minutes, they can turn y'all against us. You know why they really ended the show was... Doc's got a baby on the way.
Unwind with Tasha K?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Unwind with Tasha K, boy. I'm going to tell you, I didn't know Black Dot. I knew nothing about his show. God, let me get a sip of this wine, because, what I'm about to tell you, this baby in my stomach getting me crazy. Okay, listen, let me tell you what I know about Black Dot and them, all right? His wife is really a man. But they still having a baby. How the fuck is that possible? You see what I'm saying? This shit will get way out of control. Shout out to Unwind with Tasha K. She's got a lot of energy.
Yo.
And she got receipts for her shit.
Yo, I was watching it compelled. Like,
yeah, she got receipts. She got motherfucking receipts. When you talk shit like that, you got receipts.
Yeah.
So big up to her. And all that old good stuff.
That was fun.
But we can't allow a documentary to come out. But again, that's low-hanging fruit. Mm-hmm. That's for the masses or asses. That's for them to kind of flow with a certain energy. And there needs to be a clear-out process of those who think and those who don't.
So, this story comes... This happened today. Singer Daniel Caesar.
Daniel Caesar. I've never heard of him before.
Really?
Nope.
He's dope. Is
that the guy who was at the Grammys recently? He performed... Because Eli put me on to... That might be who Eli put me. Yeah. Very soulful.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's dope.
Okay.
He's
good.
dope, yeah.
Good.
Eli put me on to him.
Good.
Yeah. I'm up to speed.
So, he was on... I think he was on an Instagram Live, and he was talking about... it's this white girl named Yes Jules.
Yes Jules, okay.
Some white girl, right? We're going to talk about a little bit more. But he was just talking about, he was like, why are we being so mean to her? Why are we being so mean to white people? And that...
Where's he from?
I think he's from Canada.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't need... Once you tell me where you from,
yeah,
your experience with white people is going to dictate whether you're ready to go to war for them.
Thanks.
Right? So you from Canada, right? Where white people are so jelly. And hey, good morning to you. Yeah. And that's my Irish character. Top of the morning to you. I got so many in there. So anyway, you know these Canada people. Yeah. So his association with racism and this and that has been a little bit different. So white people didn't call him nigger to his face. So he has a certain love for white people.
Yeah, and then but that also goes to because the actual girl he's talking about
that's the Murder Mook. Was Murder Mook?
Yeah,
with the same girl.
And
what does she do again?
For us, so she put a shirt up on Twitter. It said "niggas be lying," and then she put like, "Should I wear this?" She's full white, like she's
right. Okay,
full white. And then she was on the podcast with Mook and some other dudes, and nobody pressed her about it. They were all just like, "Nah, but we get it. Like it's a joke." And you know what I'm saying? There's white dudes in my hood that say it, and I don't say nothing about it. Blah blah blah.
So they were defending the terminology.
Yeah, because she got a big butt. Her butt's not even that big. It's not. It's not. She's
not
overrated. Yeah, she's not even all that.
Okay, well, I don't know what that has to do with the narrative of the story. They're defending her because of her ass.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Oh.
Like people
obviously, niggas is running up in her.
Yeah.
For her to feel that comfortable.
Well, there was rumors that LeBron was messing with it.
The first question you need to ask her is, do you have any black in you? No? Would you like some black in you? That's probably the first question, exactly. Yeah. So rumor has LeBron and a couple other people.
Yeah,
she even tried to throw Joe Buttons under the bus. So he was trying to take on the
Joe Button, and then she was going in on like people like Scotty Beam and Karen Silver.
But what does she do?
I have no idea.
She just a white girl with a fat ass.
I think she puts together events, and I have no idea what this girl does. Okay. I have no clue why she's famous.
Okay,
but gotcha. Mook was really disappointing. Like that was nasty.
Yeah, okay. His defense of that,
like the way he was caping for that white girl was just like, "Is that your king? Is that your king?
Is that your king?"
He lost to Averb. We ain't forget.
Yeah, he did. He
lost to Averb. We ain't forget.
And Averb ain't that good.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah. Shout out to Averb in case I see you in the street or something, and you wanna get it popping. Nigga, I didn't really mean that shit I just said.
Yeah. Oh, and then back to the Daniel Caesar thing. It was crazy because Dave Chappelle recently. Did you see that? When Dave Chappelle said his singing was gay, and then he got offended.
Oh yeah.
I think that was a joke. But then he even brought that up. He's like, I had to learn how to take a joke on the moment. Y'all need to learn how to take a joke from a white girl because how you feel is how you feel, and everybody's allowed to say
my disposition on that is, to a certain degree, I understand it. You can't pinpoint one girl who got comfortable because dudes is black. She got black in her. You know what I mean? Or black constantly running up in her to some capacity that she felt comfortable enough to, spark a reactivist. You know what I'm saying? To get people to react. So her stock is up right now because now you got me asking who the fuck she is.
Right.
I didn't know who she was.
Right.
I didn't give a shit. But now I want to know. Now I got to go look at some pictures of her ass. As an investigator.
As an investigator? Okay.
Not as just investigating the story. Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, so there's bigger things in the world. You heard about them Siamese twins? Who, because they joined together, and one of them is gay and one of them is straight.
No way.
Problem is, they only got one asshole. So, so when you think you have problems, this is a true story. I saw it on social media. Like, they trying to, do their own thing and live their own lives, but they one person, and one of them is straight. And one of them is gay.
That's mad funny.
Right? And you know how you got to take one for the team? You tell your man, listen, I need you to take one for the team. She a little ugly, but just hold her down while I go in the room. This is like directly like nigga kissing. You can feel his beard on your face. And then he flipped both of y'all over. Like, you can't just flip one of y'all over. He flipped both of y'all over. And this gives new meaning to the term take one for the team.
Yo.
So when you think you have problems,
you have issues.
I want you to think about these Siamese twins, man. Yeah,
issues, man.
It makes you put your life into perspective.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Another Urban X in the story for the week.
I saw this one. Yeah.
Dylan Chaddick, right? He was homeless. Him and his family were homeless at one point, a few times actually, when they came here from Trinidad. And he just became a citizen, and he just got accepted to 17 different colleges.
17 different colleges.
Facts.
And if you've never been homeless, I've never been homeless in my life, but I've been damn near homeless. You know what I mean? It's a different energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your survival tactics and what becomes important to you change. I've always said, and the last shall be first. So if shit really jump off in this country, who are the people who know how to navigate through this terrain but the homeless people? Who know how to stand 3 and 4 days in inclement weather? Who knows where the underground tunnels are? Who knows how to survive off a piece of bread? Who knows how to do all of these things? Because we high on the hawk. Right? So when you see homeless people, and this is not a public service announcement, and you have it, you give it to them. I'm not talking about the one who's doing the dance, who's, this nigga getting ready to go get crack. I'm not talking about that nigga. Or the one who's in McDonald's or whatever, and you go, all right, what you want? Nah, I need the money. Bruh, I thought you was hungry.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones that you know, right? And for him to still be able to have the fortitude to keep his grades up. You know what I mean? Because I told you, I went to school and excelled at school so my mother wouldn't come to school. Because I was embarrassed because she was a heroin user and I didn't want her coming and nodding in school and all the kids. Because kids is vicious. Kids are teach. Damn, why your mother nodding like that? Kids don't give a fuck. But that's what helped me build my tough skin. Also, so while other kids had motivation to do well so their parents could come to school and be proud, I knew if I didn't act up in school, she don't have to show up but twice a year. Assembly and this and that. And she was usually at her best at those particular times. So whatever motivates you, right? But nobody knew I only had, they knew I had 2 pair of pants because, nigga, you wore those Wednesday. I see you got 5 shirts, so you're trying to throw us off as an optical illusion up top. But you still have to keep a smile on your face. You still have to, but I was excellent in school. The work was easy. You know what I mean? It was just the home environment, other things that was going on. So when I see a story of this magnitude, his mother's proud. Damn, I don't want to make a joke, but they eating well for homeless people. God damn. These homeless motherfuckers, where the fuck they getting meals from? God damn. All right, that was too far. That's why this show is over. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Listen, I'm pretty sure you in the chat was thinking the same thing, like homeless. Like, God damn, you know. All right. That was not nice. But we want to clap up his story.
What's your problem?
17 colleges. Odyssey lived high on the hog. She only got 13.
She got 13? I thought she had 10.
No, she got a few more that came through. She ain't interested in this. She ain't talking about that. She waiting for Temple and some other shit to come through. But just you know, shout out to him.
Yeah, very dope.
Very dope story. I don't want to, I just have to, light of this shit. Yeah, that's wrong. That was very wrong.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Before we get to that story, I want to make a public announcement. Professor Griff
Oh, okay, that.
of Public Enemy has just released a new video called Enemy Behind Enemy or Serious Enemy Minds or Behind Enemy Minds.
Because
Griff, I'm butchering this.
Because Behind Enemy Lines is the actual.
No, but his shit is Behind Enemy Minds.
Okay, so that's probably it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's a dope video. He's on the drums. He's on the guitar. He's on the mic. It's classic Professor Griff shit. Soleil has some new heat out.
Oh,
so,
okay.
they got some new heat out, man. So, shout them out. That's family. I probably butchered the name of the song. Griff, I love you. Ain't nothing personal behind that shit. So, I'm shouting them out. Almighty KG of the Cold Crush Brothers, the legendary Cold Crush. Oh, you want more of this? All right. Brothers, on April 14th, his new album called The Future will be released. It's his last solo album. I'm actually on the album, okay, on a song called Stop Bullying Me. Now, Malcolm laughed when he heard the title. And I'm telling this little nigga here, when I'm on the Disney Channel, right, helping little kids out, and they like, Brother Black Dot, I got a problem. What's going on here, little Tommy? I'm being bullied, and you see me resolving issues with little kids, and that motherfucking Disney check come in. Don't ask for none of that motherfucking money, all right? So I'm on a song called Stop Bullying Me. It's a public service announcement, and even though in real life, niggas is like, how they get in here? Black Dot. Helping kids out. Stop bullying. Look at this bullshit.
After you just teased.
Yeah. And that's the real reason I have to end this podcast, because we got to wipe all this shit clean. The motherfucking Disney checks stop coming in. I got to wipe all of this shit clean. You know what I mean? Because I'm going corporate. Hey, little Tommy, what happened?
Yo.
He's bullying me. Let's go solve those problems.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm getting that Disney. Singing the song, Stop Bullying Me. Stop bullying me.
Jesus.
Stop bullying me. Yeah, y'all fucking around. I'm going corporate. Corporate.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
That's funny. Oh, so we talking about Trump and his ongoing beef with John McCain, who's dead.
This is some gangster shit. This nigga is in the grave, and this nigga keep pouring dirt on this nigga. Fuck McCain. I never liked McCain.
Yeah, he was talking about what he did was he was horrible. What he did to repeal and replace
Obamacare or something. Or he was the only senator who voted against the Obamacare or voted for the Obamacare.
What he did to the Republican Party and the nation to sick people who could have had great health care was not good. I endorsed him at his request. I gave him the kind of funeral he wanted, which a president had to approve, and I didn't get a thank you. I don't know if he was waiting for a thank you from him.
Yeah. I don't know who, but that shit he said was just fucking gangster. First of all, the very first statement he made, when they said McCain is a war hero, he was like, is he? He got caught. He was like, what kind of war hero? So Trump is out of control, man.
Yo, he be wilding.
He don't give a fuck. See, when you talking like that, that means the people who are backing you are untouchable.
Yeah, you hold your nuts a little different.
You hold your nuts a little different.
A little different, yeah.
When you know that, you got Jay Prince and these niggas behind you. The Jay Prince of the governments and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's kicking dirt on him. And McCain, when he was alive, I don't know why you... Because, he got to turn his whole body when he used to talk and shit like this. That shit was crazy. Trump is just... When you go after a dead man, goddamn Trump, damn it.
So get your questions ready.
Yeah, get some questions ready.
Get your questions ready. And this is your Urban Excellence story. Right?
Yeah. Let's get to my Urban Excellence story. My man Siri, who I young brother who I grew up with in the neighborhood, try to tutor from time to time. Genius young brother. He hit me up and he said that him and his people they have a new app out called Eat Okra, and this app is like a Yelp for black businesses, right? So black restaurants, so we know where to eat. So I'm gonna clap that up, okay? So
it's available on Google Play and Apple App Store.
Apple App Store, Google Play. You can. I downloaded it already to give it a test run, and I can see they still filling in some of the states and this and that. But it's a great app. So it's part of like a green book. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A digital green book.
And it's green. Wow.
And it's green, so that's kind of dope. Wow. That's probably for okra, but that's beside the point.
Gross.
Right. So it's a digital green book, so that you know where you can eat. And the ratings that come in, you get an opportunity now to rate these restaurants, so we know if we should step in them or not. So I'm gonna clap that up again. Now, okra, first black-owned fine black-owned restaurants, right? I have a very traumatic past with okra.
As do most black people.
Yeah, like my grandmother, Jessie Felder. Let's shout her out. That's my grandma. She used to make me eat this shit, right? And I was traumatized as a goddamn kid. This okra was the nastiest shit moving. Now, if she ever chopped it up into tomatoes and corn, I could kind of tolerate it because you just swallow it. But every now and then, she would just make okra and sit that shit there and be like, eat that goddamn okra. And so now when I hear okra, no disrespect to the app, I respect the app. When I eat okra, it brings something up. Not about my grandma, she was nice, but okra in itself, it's some nasty shit. Now I know there's gonna be people out there who say okra is good for you.
I think my mother has a traumatic story with okra as well.
Oh yeah, that okra shit. Yeah. Cause it just was slimy. It's like it had these little beady things in there, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can't get with
so I don't know. Maybe I'll interview them one day to find out why they chose Eat Okra.
Facts.
As maybe it's an acronym for Eat. Okay, food. Reference to your area. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's something to deal with that shit. Okay. But we want to shout them out.
Yeah, that's really good. I always like when black people create apps that other black people have to join in with. Like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we buy black, you have to like put in. Like, give black business, or you have to, reference another black business, and it grows together. It grows the database. Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah, that is dope. So that's my Urban Excellence story of the week.
Do we have any other stories?
Any other stories?
Get them out now.
Let's talk. It's the last show, guys. Let's talk.
Last show, B. Get them out now. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody said fry it. Yeah, that's the shit that got me traumatized. Tito Sanders. That fried okra. Yeah, very slimy. That's what I'm talking about. Freddie P. Shit, I got support out here. Eat motherfucking okra. I ain't eating no I downloaded the app, but I'm not eating no goddamn okra.
Somebody said their book arrived today.
Their book arrived today. Yeah. They'll clap that shit up with service. And we don't use the postal service. Alejandro gets on his bike and he rides that shit to your city. Yeah. So you give Alejandro a lot of credit, and he throw that shit in your mailbox for you. So clap that up.
You're a Felder.
You're a Felder? Oh, okay, I'm a Felder. Yes.
Oh snap!
I too am a Felder.
Oh snap!
So Dr. Felder, Jack Felder from Harlem, who used to stand out there 125th Street and sell all the books, I'm related to him. Yeah, absolutely. We family. Yeah. What podcast do y'all watch? I watch a few. I watch the Joe Buddens. Of course, I tune into Lord Jamar.
I listen to Charlamagne's Brilliant Idiots. I think it's hilarious.
Okay, I can't tolerate showering.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Somebody said last show you came in like, yeah, it's the last show, everybody. So, but the channel is not going anywhere.
Right,
obviously.
the channel will be here.
Past 50 episodes, it's not going anywhere, and we're going to be doing more interviews.
Timothy Whitney, thank you, appreciate it.
Appreciate you. We're going to keep doing. Hope you're breaking us with
And remember, we're getting rid of the. I'm gonna give you this alert now. If you start getting a whole bunch of alerts for videos,
yeah, tell them.
This is us transferring the Patreon stuff over to our regular YouTube channel. It's about 70 videos. Please don't be alarmed. You know, you're going to get all these alerts. Try to disregard them. I don't know how to do it without hitting you with all them alerts.
If somebody knows,
put it in the chat how I can, secretly create a playlist or something and backdoor it where it's there, but without you getting all the alerts, because I'm very untechy. So if you
somebody said again, why are you fellas ending the show? So we're ending the show because we have a lot more to do, and the show has actually been taking away from our creativity, if you will.
Yes.
Right. While we don't like being actually fixed into a system. We've done this for the past year. It makes a year tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
We've had great support.
Yes, and we thank you.
We thank you. We've had great support. But we just feel like it's time, close this particular chapter of the entire platform so we can, grow and do more. We can revisit this sometime.
Absolutely. We might surprise you with a podcast here and there.
We don't know.
Somebody asked me about the Kodak Black and Young M.A.
Oh, that's hilarious. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I don't have it up here, but...
Okay, we can talk about it. Put up the X.
So, Kodak Black, he had on his album that he would still sleep with Young M.A.
Yeah.
If he had the chance.
Yeah.
I thought when I first heard it, because I was in the gym, I kind of paused, like, wait, what? But I thought it was funny.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing. Young M.A. is a girl. Let's start there. I don't give a fuck how you dress this shit up, right? Now, I know she wants to be recognized. Whatever she feel inside. Like, if you feel like a tiger, you're a tiger. Fine. If she goes to jail, they are not sending her to the male prison. If they do, niggas is going to be saying, this is not a drill. Nigga, this is the real thing coming up in this bitch. Right? So when all the smoke clears, I understand her saying, respect how I feel.
Right.
Now, let me twist that. Put a little twang on that. The same way Young M.A. approaches heterosexual women. And when the girl go, nah, I got a man, but she thinks in her confidence of who she is, she can turn this heterosexual woman out. Right? It's the same shit Kodak Black is doing. He's saying, you got a pee hole. You got a pee hole. I know you got a pee hole. We know this. And I think with my swag, I can turn you out. So Young M.A. can't have it both ways. Right? And she runs up on a heterosexual, because that's a notch on their belt.
Yeah.
When they're able to turn a heterosexual girl and turn her out, so to speak. Right? So this will be a notch on his belt. Let me tell you something. I don't dig his raps too much, because I don't know what the fuck he's talking about half the time, right? But if this nigga, if I see him vacationing in Miami, him and Young M.A., she's on the front of the ski jet, and he on the back of that bitch, and TMZ catch pictures of them, I'ma say this nigga is gangster.
That's funny.
That would be some gangster shit, right? Because brothers think they can do that too. They see a pretty lesbian sister and think, you know what, she just needs the right nigga around, you know what I'm saying? All these other niggas been treating her bad, and that's why she went to the other side. You know, niggas' ego will tell you that. You know what I mean? And then you come tell your man, nigga, I hit that. Nigga, you ain't son. I turned her, son. She was a vampire, nigga. I turned her. Right? So it works both ways. It does. Yeah. So Young M.A., when all the smoke clears, if you do a crime, you go into the women's prison. So when all you a girl.
Her response is like, nah, y'all weird. And somebody was like, you're a woman.
No, you're weird. The fuck you mean he's weird? His shit is, he the only one real in the whole equation. He like, I see past the mask.
Yo.
You pretty princess. You Nubian queen, once I get you right, queen, I could, do some things with you. And she like, nigga, you weird. No, man. You weird. I'm trying to bring you back to your center, boo. Right? So, yeah. That's a great question.
Shout out to Siri Rano.
Oh, Sandy, that's my man. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. His pops was legendary. Let's just say his pops was legendary. Let's put that shit out there.
Somebody said, what do you think about Buju's Walk to Freedom opening concert? Is the black diaspora community really bridging that connectivity? We really need to uplift our people because this energy is everything. I'm not aware of it.
No, he had a great concert.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. This is his first concert since he's been released.
I didn't see it.
And I haven't been too much into it, but when I saw the energy and the amount of people who came out to see him perform was Christ-like. All right? So he has the Christ energy with him right now. Now, I don't know how long he's been behind bars. If there's an agenda to unite the younger generation and the elders and the music that comes with it, because the music is very, very important. You know what I mean? So shout out to Buju. We didn't get a chance last week, I believe, or the week before when he came home to really shed light on that story. But anybody who's been behind the wall for that long, there are two different scenarios. There's a scenario where there's self-reflection and understanding that I need to come out and use my message for more power. And then I always tell you, they don't need to control millions. They need control over one who has control over millions. So we want to watch and see how this plays out. I'm going to lean toward him uniting his people. You know what I mean? I don't listen to a lot of reggae music. Of course, I'm up on it. You know, the dance hall and stuff that's a little bit above my spiritual pay grade, so to speak. But if I get enough Henny in me, I know how to wine. I know how to get that shit going, but I just keep your eyes on the hips, nigga. Just keep your eyes on the hips, nigga. Don't do too much.
Dad, what's up with the new book?
Yeah, somebody, my man Born Allah, called me the J Electronica of book writing.
Hilarious.
And it was hilarious shit because it takes me 10 years to write a book. I wrote Hip Hop Decoded in 2005. I dropped Urban Culture in fucking 2015. Yeah. We're looking at 2025. Yeah. Stay tuned. 2025, that bitch gonna drop hot off the press. But it's gonna be one of them, Minority Report things. It's gonna just download to your brain. Just, let me read that shit and see what this nigga been up to. Again, hopefully the time spent here now, because my son and other people are challenging me now. Listen, we need this done, so I can't just kind of pussyfoot. And then, I was dealing with health issues, the kidneys, a whole bunch of, my life had to kind of take priority where I couldn't give off the energy I needed to get into my creative zone. I'm feeling great. I want to get in that zone. I want to put some stuff out. I also think I have one album left in me. And this album will be A&R'd by my children. So Marcus, Malcolm, Odyssey, and Eli are going to be ones that go, yay, nay. You know what I mean? And so, and my wife will overlook, she'll handle all the finances. So I think I got one more in me, and it's just for me. Just kind of like, capstone and some things. So the future looks bright, man. Yeah, the future.
Listen, we're not leaving, but, just the podcast, We'll be around, so we're going to have other videos, we're going to be interviewing people. We still got shirts, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we still need that support.
Still need support.
Still need the support.
We're still going to be interviewing people, and we asked that some of the new videos that we do, some of the people that we interview, we just ask for the same amount of support that we've been
Keep
getting.
the same energy.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say it in a little bit more,
Yeah, keep the same energy, because we know that some of these interviews will be great interviews. People go, I don't want to see all that shit. You know what I mean? And then you have to respect what the people want to at the same time.
It's weird.
It's a really weird dynamic.
Thing, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. And, we just trying to do this, for the fam. We love you guys.
Facts.
Big time. You know what I mean? And anything else you need to say?
Anything else I need to say?
You want to cry before the show goes off?
I feel like it'd be wrong if I don't.
If I cry, how many more sales? How many more people would?
Let's get those likes up, y'all.
Hit the likes and chat.
Hit the likes, y'all.
This show is means so much to me. Hey, we got a nigga tell me,
Yeah, I can't.
We just need another $5,000 before tonight is over. On the journey we've been together. Nah, anybody buying that shit? Fuck that shit. We're gonna end this show. Nah. Everything is funny. Everything is funny here. In my household, everything is funny. So just prep your new girlfriend.
Yeah, everything is nothing is off limits here.
When she comes here, like, just let her watch the shows or whatever. Cause she has to know when she gets here. If she don't have a sense of humor, she's not gonna last. Because we will eat her ass alive in this bitch. Whoever, I'm just saying. It's easy to prep your boys because they watch the show. Yo, my pops is crazy.
Let's end the show.
So
let's end the show.
Anything else, So, I don't know. I made Malcolm nervous. He'll beat me when the show is over because he does beat me. I told y'all that he beats me.
It was once,
and he rolls me back in my room.
It was once
because he gonna say, "Nigga, why you say that shit? Nigga, didn't I tell you not to say that shit?"
I had to.
You see that episode of Dave Chappelle and Wayne Brady. Mm-hmm. You didn't. Yeah, this niggas don't let this Wayne Brady shit fool you. This nigga's gangster.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke?
Gonna have to choke a bitch out. So he chokes me out. And when I say crazy shit, and so
somebody said how frequent will the content be dropped?
Every week we gonna drop something.
Facts.
I'm trying to get Malcolm to do a daily green screen. I know that's much, daily. But it could be 10 minutes. Just hey, this was going on in the news. That might get redundant too.
Yeah, daily.
All right. I'm just throwing it out there. But you won't see me. I'm done. Yeah, I'm going back into my little...
Going back into hibernation.
I'm going back in a dark 30 on this one.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. I really appreciate you doing that, though.
What?
Coming out like this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I knew it was weird because even me, when you used to go on, like, Brother Richard's channel, it'd be, like, every 6 months.
Right. I go on Sarnetta's show once a year. And they know. So they don't press it. They go, all right, Doc, whenever you ready, I'm a private guy. I really am. I like my privacy. But I couldn't have it both ways. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do a podcast and let people in and not let people in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, but 50 shows, goddamn, that's a lot even for me by my standards. I thought he would get about 20. I said, I'll help you out a little bit. And then it just started getting a little fun and and this and that. So we're at the end of that particular journey.
And we appreciate you for following us, man. It's been really like people who have been here since before we had a theme song. A lot of people remember.
Yes,
we just started.
Yeah, we didn't even have a theme song, right? So we was figuring it out. And shout out to Black Cool.
And then we had one half of the theme song.
Then we had a half of the theme song.
And then we said like, yo, we need another verse. And then
we had another verse. And then we had technical issues.
Yo,
when we in here, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yo, people can't hear us.
Yeah. It was like, wow, yo, turn this shit up. I can hear one mic. What's up with this nigga's mic? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? So we've been through a lot of shit.
Facts, man.
Somebody said, will the old podcast be up always?
Yeah, that's up.
All of that's going to always be up. 50 shows,
You can share that. You can, rewatch that. Because a lot of, what's crazy? A lot of those episodes, we actually called something happening.
And they happened. I'd like somebody to do the greatest ghetto Cosby stories of Black Nut.
He called John McCain dying.
I did.
Like a week before it happened.
Yeah.
Or like 2 weeks before it happened. It was crazy.
No, my list is long. My psychic, call me now. My shit is extensive.
Somebody said 100 is the milestone.
In the modern day time, 50 is...
So, okay, but think about, so it's a year tomorrow that we started the show, right? 50 episodes, right? Spring started... Yesterday. You know what I'm saying? All kind of
new beginnings.
Yeah, all kind of lines up.
It all kind of lines up. And let me tell you, what you're going to learn in the next 50 shows? Nothing. You're going to start getting tired of seeing me, him, and Doc, you told that ghetto story last time. We know what you're going to do when it's the Chinese people. I'm running out of characters. I done gave my whole goddamn stand-up show. I need new material. So I need to vanish for a while.
For a little bit.
Work on my set, nigga. Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but listen, we hope that you have laughed a little, you have cried a little, you have smiled a little, you have thought a little, and you've done a little more, by watching this podcast with us sitting here,
We hope we gave you like just a different perspective on stuff. That's all.
Absolutely.
That's all we were aiming for. Everybody has the same point. We always try to find a little crevice of.
Put a little paint where it ain't, as they say.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you. This has been dope. Don't forget the bodies, though.
Yeah, 25. Come on, 25. You got that. Huh?
Do the shirts of the journey.
Oh yeah. Oh right. So this also even launching the shirt business was also part of the journey. Part of the journey. Yeah.
You fucked up a lot of shirts.
No, I did not. Oh my god.
I have to put this out here.
Don't do that.
Yeah, give me one of the shirts.
I didn't do that though.
Give me this. We'll blame this on him.
I didn't do that.
Okay. You know, just.
It's crazy. Oh, that's
okay.
That's
he
wild.
did this shit, and he did this shit.
I didn't.
This should say woke, and probably should say coke. You know, when I started doing the math on how many shirts, he would put the logo crooked and shit. I'm like, this nigga got his glasses on. Like, how the fuck did he not see that wasn't centered? And you know we do. Now the shirt is damaged. We can't use it. We got to toss it to the side.
That's crazy.
Then I had a pile of fucking shirts that we can't sell. And I started doing the math like, this nigga is causing the company money. That's why I approached him and told him, nigga, you might have to go because you fucking up here. Okay. Now he's gotten better. I had to get a ruler. He can line shit.
I haven't used it once.
Yeah.
I haven't used it once.
Yeah. So he's fucking up, but he's my son. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Just with the shirts alone that he's fucked up, we probably could buy a car or something. I don't know.
That's funny.
So let's give a toast.
Again, toast to you guys.
Toast to you guys. A toast to you, young man. Great things for you coming in the future.
Appreciate it.
Eli's show will also be subsiding based on his, because I would do his show forever. You know what I mean? But he's like, Dad, I'm hanging out with my friends now. Blah, blah, blah. So Dad is not needed anymore. So Dad will go back into his hole and do what Dad does. But we love you guys. We appreciate all of the support. And we're going to let this thing go one more time.
Facts. You can go to the web. If you like the theme music, a lot of people love it. You can go to the website, UrbanX.nyc, and you can download it there.
You can download it there. I'm going to let you hit that button for the last time.
You going to let that thing go?
You can let that thing go. I usually let that thing go. You've graduated. You can let that thing go.
It took 50 shows.
50.
All right.
Take a deep breath.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that UrbanX where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if